Today we're going to show you how to properly clean and lubricate your lock cylinders. The first thing that you need is a dry lubricant made out of a Teflon base or a graphite. Then you would use a white lithium grease on the inner components of the lock. So the first thing you're going to do with cleaning the lock is going around and wiping any debris from the lock. You're going to take your dry lubricant, spray it inside of the lock cylinder, just a little bit, and then you're going to take your keys and you're going to kind of work it back and forth to make sure that the lubricant is getting inside that cylinder to clean it out. Then you would go into the inside of the truck, wipe away any of the debris that is on the lock that you can see of, and then you're going to take your white lithium grease and you're going to go on all of the moving components of the lock. So you'll try to get it inside behind it. Just a little bit goes a long ways, and then you're going to work the lock back and forth to try and make it so it frees itself up. And again, a little bit goes a long ways, and you're going to take your keys and work back and forth on the lock to make sure that you're getting all of the tumblers inside of it, and you work it back and forth. Maybe spray a little bit more in there if it's not breaking free yet. And then you can take your handle and kind of move it. So now we'll take our white lithium grease on the inside of those T-handles. That'll be for your battery boxes and your exterior compartments. And again, we're gonna spray all of the components that are all moving, and we'll kind of work it back and forth. Work it back and forth to get all that stuff inside the areas that may be stuck. With your Trimark paddle handles, which will be like your entry doors or your bigger compartments, you want to do the same thing where you take any of the debris, wipe it away from that lock cylinder, and then you'll take your dry lubricant, spray it inside that lock again, just a little bit, and then you'll take your key and do the same process as the other ones, where you just kind of work it back and forth, loosen up the tumblers, and lock it and unlock it a few times just to kind of get it going. With your exterior deadbolts, you want to make sure you do the same thing as well. Just wipe away any of the debris around that lock. Make sure it's nice and clean, get rid of all that road grime. And then you'll take that dry lubricant again, spray it inside your lock. And then take your key, do the same process as the other locks. Work it on the tumblers, and then lock it and unlock it a few times to make sure it's moving freely. So the last step of lubing your Trimark paddle lock handle is lubing the inside of the lock mechanisms located on the inside of the door. You want to take your white lithium grease, spray it on all of the springs and all of the moving components inside each one of the lock mechanisms. And then you want to take the door and kind of work the locks back and forth to make sure that you're getting that lubricant inside where it needs to be. And it's as easy as that to clean and lubricate your lock cylinders.